Excuse me, Melba. Have you had your color analysis done? Are you warm or cool tone? You must get your color analysis done. Hello, lovely people. Welcome to my channel. It's Hila here, Saturday Night Stitch, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Today's video, I'm going to talk about getting my colors done. So do stay tuned because I'm going to discuss why I went for color analysis, how I got it done, what was the process, and what was the very shocking outcome. And if I have time, I'll delve into what that has meant for me, because I had it done about 3 or 4 months ago now. So it's been a while and I've already started implementing it. Okay, so color analysis. Ooh, okay, this was something that I never thought that I would ever have done, but I ended up getting it done because I really wanted to get a good understanding of what my colors were. Mostly because I found that I just wanted to take my style just up to the next sort of level. I felt like in terms of sewing, I was at a point where I could ensure that I've got good fitting clothes, but I kind of wanted to understand why there were some clothes that looked great in principle, in theory, but I wouldn't be reaching for as as much as I thought I should do. So anyway, I decided that I was going to get a color analysis done as part of trying to curate my style and curate my wardrobe. And I did some research and I decided to go with a Color Me Beautiful consultant based here in Leeds in West Yorkshire. And I booked it in. I was very nervous when I booked it in, and I had to wait 2 weeks to actually see her because that's when she had a spot available. And I remember thinking, what should I turn up as? What should I be wearing? What should I be? And I basically decided that I was just going to wear a very simple black skirt and a white top because I thought I didn't want to lead her and all that, because still a part of me was still a bit like, is this going to be worth it, or am I just wasting my money? That sort of thing. So I thought, well, I'm going to rock up without showing the color consultant any of my color preference. I'm just going to rock up in as plain an outfit as I could do. And I didn't wear any makeup on that day, which was quite easy anyway, because I rarely wear makeup, especially in the summer. And this was during the summer. I can't remember whether it was August or July. But I did turn up and it was wonderful. It was amazing. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the process. So I decided to go with Color Me Beautiful, and they do what is called a tonal color analysis. So it's not quite the seasonal one that you get with, say, I think it's House of Color or with Kettlewell, where they do the autumn, winter, spring, or summer. They look at primary characteristics, secondary characteristics, and tertiary characteristics. If you want me to go into more detail about this, do let me know and then I can do a separate video. But because I'm trying to keep this short, I'm just going to try and keep it as basic as is possible. But this particular type of color analysis doesn't give you a season designation, is what I'm trying to say. So when I rocked up, when you book it, it's going to take about an hour and a half, which seems like it's a lot of time, right? But trust me, the time just flies by so fast. And it helps that Louisa, the color consultant who did me, was really, really lovely, got me to be comfortable and at ease and what have you. And she explained what she was going to do. And she sort of talked me through why I was interested in the color analysis and things like that. And I explained it to her that, I just want to get to a point where I've got a more cohesive, curated wardrobe. And I have read that knowing your colors is one of those things. And I just want to point out that beforehand, I had done a lot of the self-quizzes. Now, the problem with the self-quizzes is that you have a lot of blind spots when it comes to yourself. You carry a lot of baggage about the belief systems that you've just had that were put into you from the time that you were a child all the way through your 20s and your 30s. And then you get to a point where you believe certain things to be fact when they're not necessarily fact. And this is where a professional who is trained can actually look at that without all of the baggage that you carry, and they can tell you straight up that this is what. So when I was filling out all of these questionnaires, I was already filling them out with all of these biases that I had and getting the answers that I absolutely expected. But through several things in my life, I've actually learned that it's a good idea to pay a professional to help with certain things because they're already where you want to be. And instead of you taking the 10 steps to learn to get there, they can just help you get there. Because normally I'm the research it myself and I'll find out myself thing. But I just thought, you know what, on this one, let's just jump the queue. Let's find out what's what. What does a professional think my colors are? So, and then she explained, that a lot of people may think that their colors are like this. And so there is that aspect of you might be surprised and all that. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. But I wasn't. So what she does is she'll take some panels of fabric and then she will put them against you. And this is all done in natural light because she has sort of like a conservatory area and there's a mirror there. So it's not done with a camera or anything like that. So there's no lens distortion. There is nothing like that. This is your eyes seeing exactly what color in natural light does to you. Right. And it was amazing, right? Because then she would put these panels of fabric. So I've just got some pretend panels here. So she would have them like this. And you could see what they do to your face, whether they light up your face or they make your face seem sallow. And it was quite. And before she does it, right, she basically told me what she thinks I was. And she was like, but in order for me to check that, I'm just going to use these 2 panels of fabric and all that. And let me tell you, I was floored. I was amazed at what color can do. And you can't unsee it. That's the thing. You can't unsee the impact of a certain color against your face and what it does. And it was when she was putting colors that are not matching my undertone, it literally felt like a weight, an invisible weight was being put around my face and just dragging it down. And when it was colors that match my undertone, it literally felt like a candle had been lit up inside me and it just went. And I couldn't see so much the color that I was wearing, but it was just really bringing out my face. It was bringing out my personality, my eyes, and it was really shocking. And I was like to Louisa, what is this witchcraft? What kind of witchcraft is this that you... And it's just colors. And that was just with the first couple of panels. And the shocking thing for me, the shocking thing that I was like, no, that can't be right, Louisa, was when she told me that I have a cool undertone. I was like, no, I'm warm undertone, because every single quiz that I had done, the whole look at your veins thing, put a white paper against you, that type of thing, all of those things that I had done, they were bringing me out as a warm undertone, because I've always assumed that with my skin tone, I am a warm undertone person, right? But I'm not. And it suddenly explains why I have never been able to find the right shade of foundation, because I was looking for warm undertones, and whenever I would put it on, it would have like this orange cast that was just unpleasant. So as a result, I would avoid wearing full-on foundation because of that, because it was such a struggle for me to find that. But it turns out it's because I was looking all these decades, I was looking in the wrong place. So when I was saying makeup doesn't work really well for me as much, and I'm a low maintenance person, it's mostly because the struggles I was having was because I thought I was in the wrong, because I was in the wrong one, right? And she was like, no, you've got a cool undertone. And I was like, no. And she said, okay, so one of the easiest ways to show what really lights you up is, she had a gold lame fabric and a silver lame fabric. And you can tell if you're a cool undertone, the silver just lights you up. And if you're warm, the gold will light you up. And I'm not kidding, you can see it. You absolutely see it, and it's a natural light, so there is no like, oh no, it's the light setting, it's the contrast setting, it's the blur feature, it's a filter. There is no filter. It's your own eyes, and your own eyes aren't gonna lie to you about that. And she puts the gold next to me, and it's just, my face does this thing where it literally feels like it's just being dragged down, and she puts the silver, and I'm like, I was shook. It was like a really big moment where I was like, oh my gosh, so what else have I been believing is true about myself that isn't true? And then she proceeds to go through, there's more than like 150 fabrics and color swatches that she sort of like, she will put one like that. So it's really difficult to show because this is a camera and you've got the filter, the problems that I was talking about. But in real life, when you get it done, it's really very clear. And here I've only got one light source coming from here and there's no light source over there. But basically, this is a color that wouldn't work on me because it's a warm color, so it doesn't quite light me up. And again, you can't unsee it when you actually see it in person. And I would definitely say if you want to get a color analysis done, it must be done in person because then you can't get away from it. Your brain can't get away from it. And whereas when I have something like this, which is a pink, it lights me up. So at least on the one side, it was really good to find out that pinks are within my color tones. So I was like, yay, but gold isn't. And all of my jewelry was gold, like little gold studs, gold hoops, gold whatevers and all that. And I'd never really tried to wear the silver ones. And when I got some silver ones, because that was the first thing that I did, which I'll talk about what to do afterwards. But anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself because it's like so much to say. But yeah, so by the end of it, and it was just like, wow, I was seeing all of these colors, these really cool tone colors, that how they really work on me. And so with the Color Me Beautiful, you get three characteristics that they use. So there's the primary one, and then there's the secondary one, and there's tertiary one. So for me, my colors are cool, clear, deep, right? And what that means is that I've got like high contrast, right? Like with the way my eyebrows stick out and my eyes sort of like stick out, and then the difference between the darkest parts of my face and the lighter parts of my face. So I have a high contrast, and I'm cool toned mostly. Also, apart from the undertone of my skin, there's also the fact that my hair also adds to it, because one of the things she did ask was whether I would be coloring my hair, and I was like, nope, this is what we got. This is what we got to work with. It's gray, it's silver, I know, and I'm in my 40s, but it's okay. I embrace it. So that is it. So what you also get, which is really cool, is you get like a color wallet to take away with you. And this shows you your colors. Oh, so it comes in this wallet here, right? And so these are my colors. So what this means is that basically any of these ranges of colors, they really make me look healthy and vital. And when I go into anything that is warm, I look just a little bit washed out, sallow, kind of like, you'd think, oh, are you okay? When you kind of like, see, it just doesn't light me up. It doesn't bring my best vitality forward, And once you can't unsee that. That's the thing. That's the critical thing about getting this done, is that you can't unsee that. And it's now so much easier for me to just say, I'm not going to use a particular color or wear a particular color because I know what it does to me. I would rather wear a color that actually lights me up because I feel that matches with what I feel like on the inside. But you get this wallet with all of the colors, and because I'm cool, so the wallet here, it says cool. So you've got, this is some of the cool colors, right? For my primary one is cool. And then the secondary one is clear. So you've got, this is for cool and clear. And so the idea is that, so these are my neutrals, basically. These are my neutrals. Black, of all things. Gray, charcoal gray. Is one of my neutrals, and taupe and white, so optical white, not so much cream. And I also have dark navy. Navy blue is a good neutral for me, and spruce is a good neutral for me, which is kind of like a little bit of a green, but like a really lovely green. So those are my colors, right? And it's pretty awesome. I feel like this sort of fits in with some of the fabrics that I've always been like, really gaga about. And certainly a lot of the clothes that I tended to gravitate towards when I was feeling, like when you're feeling really, yourself and you're kind of like, I'm something else, they fit in these colors. So that was quite amazing to get. So once I got this, what it meant was that when I am looking at fabrics or clothes or colors, I'm trying to find something that fits within these colors, within this range of colors. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's within that. And generally for me, because I'm cool and clear, it's definitely anything with warmth in it doesn't light me up. It just has to be cool, right? So then the next thing was, oh my days, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? So the first thing that I did was I went and I changed the easiest thing was just to change the earrings and accessories that I have. So getting rid of the yellow necklaces that for some reason, I now understand why I didn't used to wear it as much anymore. So it was kind of like donated, give it away to my sister if she was interested. And I got myself silver studs and silver earrings, and I love wearing them. So today I've got silver triangle earrings. That makes sense. The next thing was, the easy one was with the lipsticks. I got rid of all of the lipsticks that had a warm tone in them because they just didn't suit me as much. And I started wearing the lipsticks that are cool lipsticks. And I also went to the MAC counter in John Lewis, and I basically looked for a foundation, and I said I needed to be in a cool undertone, and it was amazing. I put it on and it just looked like a second skin. It looked like a second skin, and it was like, this is amazing. But just knowing my colors finally. And with the foundations, I had spent so much money buying, because I used to think that maybe it's just because I'm not spending enough money. So I would buy even the Fenty Beauty foundations, trying to get something that was good. But because each time I would rock up at the counter, I'd be looking at the warm color tones, because it never even occurred to me that I would be a cool color tone, because I always associated that with the skin tone, which it isn't the case, because it turns out that you can be darker skinned but still have a cool undertone. So really very fascinating. So once I got fascinated by that, I also got the books to help me along the way. So I got the Color Me Beautiful book as well to read, so that I can constantly keep on learning more about it. And I also got the makeup manual because I wanted to learn how to have a very standard makeup thing. The other book that I got, which technically speaking I wouldn't recommend, is called Color Your Style by David Zeiler. Some people were talking about it, but I don't think a book about color is a good book about color if it doesn't actually have color inside it. So this one is getting donated back, but these ones I am keeping because these are quite cool. Let me know if you want me to do a book review of these. I'm trying to keep this video short, and I've already gone 17 minutes over. So anyway, what it means when it comes with fabrics, right? So these are the colors that I want, right? So if it's a print fabric that I'm looking at and I'm considering it, I have to look. So for instance, right, we've got a print fabric here. I have to look at, on the balance of things, does it have more colors that are within my color range or not? And generally for me, if it's got more of the cool tone colors, absolutely, I will go for it. So it means that this is definitely something that I can wear because these are all cool tones. And it's the reason why there was this jersey fabric that I really liked, and it's got a lot of oranges and a lot of warm tones. It's now being made into a dress for my girls because the colors, they definitely, even though it's got like these big pink central things, it's mostly warmer tones, colors. So I kind of do this thing where I sort of like squint and I lose focus to see what the print blends into. And if it's got more warmth in it, it's a big no-no for me. And if it's got more cool on it, then absolutely it's a yes for me. So this one, lovely though it is, it's got a lot of cooler colors to it. The warmer tones, they permeate more. So this has now become leggings for the kids that I'll be making. But say, for example, this Liberty print, right? It's more of the cold blue marine stuff, and it's okay, but it works a lot better when I can do a contrasting color in the navy. But so that's how I now use my color wallet with me when I'm looking at fabrics. And for now, I'm doing a big overhaul of my extensive fabric stash because I can't, as I say it again, the thing is I can't actually unsee the effect of the warm colors on my face. So it's made it so much easier for me to actually be selective about what fabrics are going to stay within my fabric collection, and also about which fabrics I like. So I can intellectually look at a fabric and say, oh, this is lovely, this is nice, but it doesn't light me up, and that's okay. I can just say goodbye to it. So I'm going through my fabrics and I'm separating out all of the warm tone fabrics. They're being put to the side, and the idea is that they're either going to get donated, and for some of the more expensive ones that I have in my collection that I was too precious about to cut into, some Liberties, some art galleries, some Joan Calders that have got a lot of gold, a lot of warm undertone in them, I will probably sell those off. But it is very, very liberating. That is the best thing about having the color analysis done, I think, is that it is so incredibly liberating to know that when I'm scrolling through fabrics and I'm looking at fabrics, I'm kind of like, oh, gold, no. No. Oh, this one looks nice. So it's a really wonderful place to be in, to have narrowed down a focus, because part of curating a style, curating a wardrobe, is knowing what you say yes to and what you can say no to happily and comfortably without any niggles of doubt, saying, oh, but it could have been, but it could. It's just straightforward. You are a beautiful fabric. You will make somebody else shine, but my cool undertone, it needs the cool color clothes. So part of that is also I'm trying to embrace gray and black, which are within my colors. And I have to say, when I was seeing them being laid against me, it was like, oh, they look beautiful on me. So now I'm like, I want some of that. And so that's what I have been doing. So I'm having so much fun with it. I'm absolutely having so much fun with it, and going through the fabrics and sorting them through and getting really, really excited about where my sewing journey is going to take me next, because I am becoming more discerning of it. I'm becoming more discerning of the time that I put in. So the time that I'm putting in towards my sewing, because I don't have as much sewing time as I did before. I mentioned in my previous video that I'm focusing a lot more on my health and how that's taking a higher priority now. So it means that I'm a lot more discerning about the time that I spend with the sewing. And so it's just making it, like this. I really love how this turned out. I recently finished this, and I will talk about it in another video. We're already at 22 minutes. Gosh. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you the other thing that you get when you do the wallet, right? They do a fine-tuning your colors, where they show you the color combinations that work best, that work amazing. So she'll put them against you, and you can see how they work. So some of my combinations are baby pink, hot pink, red, and navy. And some of them are light gray, violet, and raspberry. And so I've put little asterisks on them, because I am going to definitely try and put up outfit combinations that are like that. And yeah, it's just such a wonderful thing. Again, thank you so much for having stayed. Oh, it's gone to 22 minutes. I tried to keep this to 10 minutes, believe it or not, but there's a lot to talk about with color analysis. I definitely am going to do another video. I'll talk a bit more about the books, and I'll talk more about the processes of the fabrics that I am selecting and not selecting. But yeah, if you want to hear more about it, then just vote by liking the video, obviously, and do subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I put on videos very regularly. And very quickly, do check out my merch shop. I've got my Bertison Then Perfect mugs in there. And that's one way of supporting the channel as well. And thank you so much. Now, let me know, have you had a color analysis done? Was it as mind-blowing for you as it was for me? I feel like it's completely changed how I see myself, how I hold myself, how I use my time with the sewing, and how I shop. And honestly, I don't know why it took me so long to get the color analysis down. And now I am evangelical about it. I'm just constantly hi, have you had your colors done? Excuse me, have you had your colors done? Are you warm or cool undertone? You need to check. That's me now. That's who I am now. But yeah, and I'll also put links in the description box down below to the color analyst that I used. Her name is Louise Rivers, and she was absolutely wonderful and professional and love, and she's very inspiring in how she actually uses color herself. And until I see you next time, lovely people, take care and have a wonderful day and happy sewing. Bye. By the way, this is an October Women's Autumn Rosy Dreams dress. I've made this. This is the second time I've made it now, and this is a Ponte from Minerva. It's a Minerva make, but I really love the sleeves because it's a 2-part sleeve and they go all out, and I decided to use a contrast trim for the sleeves, but I'll do a separate video when I do a show and tell. But yeah, take care. Bye.